Hi, Richard Muse here, Sell with Richard. One of the questions I get asked quite a lot is, how long does a house sale take? And, you know, when you agree to sell a house, it goes to solicitors and they start the legal process. Now, how long it take is like, you know, depends really on the solicitors, how good they are and how efficient they are. Now, a lot of them are my pet hate, to be honest, because we deal with them day in, day out. And when we you know, doing our own properties or properties for other people, we try to advise them to use certain solicitors that we know can get the properties through the conveyancing process pretty quickly. It depends how quick the buyer wants to move as well. That's important. How quick their solicitor is. We don't always have control over the buyer's solicitor, and neither will you. So they've got to go through the searches. Now, some buyers, if they're dealers or something like that, can buy in days, within a week. And you might ask, well, how does that happen? They've got to take searches out. Well, not always. They can take out what's called a search indemnity insurance, and that covers them if any of the searches come back that they're not right, and they're complete on the property pretty quickly. And you know, on a standard like terrace property, you wouldn't expect the searches to bring up anything contentious at all. So it's mainly, you know, bigger properties that might, you know, in the country or something like that, that might have issues with searches and planning permission and stuff like that. So, you know, it can take a long time. We try to get them through in 4 to 6 weeks, if I'm honest. The biggest obstacle we have now is the compliance. Everybody has to go through compliance to sell a house. By that, I mean, you know, you've got to provide ID and proof of address, and that's got to be certified either at the post office or by another solicitor or professional. And if you're a seller, your solicitor will not even issue the contracts until he's got all that back and the client care letter. So some of it depends down to you, and you've got to get that in as quickly. If you can get it in quickly, then the solicitor will get the contracts out, things will get moving. If you dilly-dally along for 2 weeks, then don't expect your property to complete quickly. It won't happen. But if you're quick and you've got a buyer that wants to be quick and good solicitors, then, you know, it could be easily done in 4 weeks. More realistically, it is 6 to 7 weeks. Like you said, you've got to go through the compliance as a seller. The buyer has to go through that. Obviously, they've got to do money laundering checks as well. So it's not as straightforward as it used to be. But like I say, if you get the right solicitor and the right buyer, you can get it through quickly. And my advice is always, look, you know, be proactive. Always be on the phone to your solicitor. Ask what's happening, what stage they're at. We do that. We have a specialist sales progression team, and they have, you know, they follow this right from the start to the end, and they can tell at any time what stage the legal process is in and what is the next stage, and it makes sure that the solicitors are keeping on top of it to get the property sold quickly. So if you need any advice on this, please feel free to give me a call anytime. No obligation. I'm not trying to sell you anything. You've got my numbers below. Like I said, give me a call anytime.